Since their unification in 1871, Germany's borders have changed radically. They have changed from being divided into over 100 parts at their smallest, at their largest they were close to conquering Europe. But most of all, Germany's borders have been shaped by leaders and their choices. Over time, Germany's borders have been influenced by its leaders and competing world powers on the world stage.
In the early 1800s, Germany was a divided nation. Literally hundreds of tiny countries competed for power, the most powerful being the nation of Prussia. Prussia was led by the man who would eventually become Kaiser Wilhelm, the first leader of a unified Germany. After 3 wars, which were suggested by Chancellor Otto von Bismarck, the lead diplomat of Germany, the German countries united, forming the German Empire in 1871. With their armies unified, Germany suddenly had the largest army in the world. With their newfound power, Germany was able to negotiate for them to get several territories in Africa. They became strong allies with the Austro-Hungarian Empire, which would lead them into World War I. When Archduke Francis Ferdinand of Austria was assassinated, Austria called upon the German allies to help fight against Serbia, Russia, France, and Britain. The war was almost over within the first year. German forces came within 20 miles of Paris before being pushed back to the border in the Battle of Marne. After losing 2 million of the 11 million soldiers deployed in 1918, Germany signed an armistice with the Allies in the United States. The victorious leaders forced Germany to give up their territories in Africa, as well as some in Germany itself. Germany had no money to pay off the gigantic debts given to them by the Allies, so they printed more money, causing inflation. In November 1923, a single US dollar was worth roughly 4 trillion German marks. When seeking to repair their economy, Germany began to enlist thousands of people into the army, which set the stage for Hitler to try and take over the world.
After Hitler came to power, he set out to conquer and expand his empire. He and his army started with Poland on September 1st, 1939. Within weeks of the invasion, Germany had control of Poland and held until the end of the war. At 4:45 on September 1st, 1939, roughly 1.5 million German troops were lined up along the 1,750-mile border with Poland. On the opposite side of Poland, the Russian military was also ready to invade. They were both headed for Warsaw, the capital of Poland. Within weeks, Germany and Russia had control of Poland and its people. Hitler set up camps in Poland to solidify his rule and start exterminating all Jews. After conquering Poland, the Axis powers moved on to Norway, the Netherlands, Belgium, and France. Germany had control of France, who was a part of the Allied forces. Therefore, the Allies decided to invade in the Battle of Normandy. On June 6, 1944, 326,000 American, Canadian, and British troops stormed the heavily fortified beaches of Normandy in an attempt to free France. 11 days later, the conflict was over and had a total of 486,286 casualties. Roughly 37,000 Allied troops were killed, but on the other hand, 371,286 German troops were killed. After the battle was over, most of southern France came under Allied control.
The after effects of World War II shaped Cold War Germany. The economy had largely collapsed, inflation was rampant, and 25% of Germany's housing had been destroyed. Seeing this as an opportunity to rise to greater power, the Soviet Union swooped in and took over the eastern part of Germany, forming the communist nation of East Germany. The other allies, United States, France, and Great Britain, divided up the remaining portion of Germany, forming the democratic nation of West Germany. Many East Germans did not like how East Germany was being governed and how poorly the economy was doing, so many citizens immigrated to West Germany, which caused labor shortages that made the East German economy even worse. So Russia attempted to stop this from happening. In 1961, the infamous Berlin Wall was constructed by the Soviet Union to block off West Berlin to keep East Germans from migrating to West Germany. This state of affairs continued until the summer of 1989, when the reforming Hungarian government opened Hungary's borders and allowed passage of East Germans through that country. From Hungary, East Germans could go directly into West Germany, rendering the Berlin Wall useless. By November 9, 1989, The people had begun to openly destroy the Berlin Wall, and so Russia decided to take it down, allowing the immigration between the countries and also instigating the first movements to unify Germany. A strong drive for reunification developed in East and West Germany in 1990. In East Germany, conservative parties supporting the reunification won the elections, and the new government proceeded to dismantle the state. An economic union with the West occurred in July and on October 3, 1990. Political reunification took place under what had been the West German Constitution. In the new national elections, which took place in December 1990, the conservative coalition led by their leader, Kohl, retained power. By 1994, the East German economy had improved, and Kohl led his coalition to a narrow victory in the national elections, which effectively unified Germany once again.